What's up, guys? Yesterday on December 11th, we got pretty good patch to update the game, so I was just going to go over the notes. Passive block chance now applies to blockable hits from all directions, as opposed to just hits from the front. Player size is now set to 0 unit, while dodge rolling instead of 1 unit. Some smaller monsters can now be pushed while dodge rolling. This includes monsters such as the Adorned Beetles and Keth. Inscribed Ultimatums in Djinn now display whether you obtain Ascendancy Skill Points upon completing the Trials of Chaos or the Trial of Sekhemas, respectively. Removed world map pins for encounters that were not from specific locations in areas. Example from monster drops. Improved attack and place behavior. Reign of Arrows and Firestorm now have a hit rate limit to prevent cases of them absolutely obliterating very large bosses. This will have little to no impact outside of boss fights with very large hitboxes. Leech has been buffed. Bone Shatter now more reliably hits your target. The duration of armor break has been increased to 12 seconds from 6 seconds. To improve performance, Incinerate now creates circular areas of ignited ground instead of segments. Added control-click shortcut to open the currency exchange at the appropriate NPCs. Added a button to travel to the Trial of Chaos on the world map. Added art for close combat support. Added 2D art for the Defiance of Destiny unique amulet. Added Ascendancy Skill Points as a keyword, which details how sets of Ascendancy points are obtained. Added search functionality for gem cutting and vendor inventories when using a controller. Keybinds for searching stash on a controller have also been updated. Added gem cutting restrictions option for gamepad. Added suggested supports for time of need. Updated the suggested supports for Bone Storm. Added an option for opening the trade website to the main menu for consoles, which is fucking amazing. Runes now sell to vendors for more gold. Updated art for reserved life and mana. Updated the description on runes to clarify that once socketed they cannot be replaced. Auras and curses that affect ally or enemy resistances now display values in the skill pop-out panel. Tweaked the audio of the Kiwi pets, Chimera pets, and Baby Crowbell pet to reduce their impact in town areas. Updated the wording on the invokers and Protect Me from Harm, Ascendancy passive skill, to clarify its functionality. Updated the description on Hex Blast to clarify that it only detonates a single curse per enemy in its radius. Updated the description on Fiery Death support to clarify that the supported skill does not need to kill the ignited enemy itself. Reduced the defenses provided to monsters by the Magma Barrier modifier. Walking Goliaths no longer use their suicide tack if they're rare. Trigger Gems and Energy Gain. Trigger Gem Energy Gain was not in the right place, and it was far too easy to use ailments to trigger spells. One problem with the previous system is that we balanced it to make triggering happen in boss fights. Then the triggering would happen far too often during clearing. In order to address this, we're now making monster power part of the calculation for energy drain. This means that it's far easier to trigger skills from unique monsters than it is from normal monsters, but you also hit many more normal monsters while fighting. Another issue was using low-level skills with unconditional ailment applications, such as Flame Wall, to ignite enemies for triggering. In order to make the source of the ignite matter, we're making the energy gain to be dependent on the strength of the ignite. We have also rebalanced all energy gain across the board. Ultimatum changes. Ooh, this should be good. Generally improved balance across the board with ultimatum monsters, bosses, and modifiers, mostly targeting outliers that were too difficult and bringing them in line. The monster density of ultimatum encounters has been made more consistent. Stormcaller runes, blood globulars, heart tethers, and impending doom rings no longer spawn while players on the lift or near the altars in the Veil Soul Core room. Fixed a bug where player minions could get stuck at the top of the lift in the trials. Fixed a bug which caused enemies to be primed or for stun or electrocute earlier than intended while in a party. Fixed a bug where the Gemling Legionnaires with the integrated Efficiency Ascendancy passive skill allocated could lose their 3 additional skill slots if they were empty when entering a new area. Fixed a bug with party members reviving when using WASD inputs, where you could revive party members from too far away. Fixed a bug where Waystones found to have a chance to be higher tier on the Atlas passive skill wasn't working. Fixed a bug where the audio mix setting was not being remembered when restarting the game. Fixed a bug where one of the small passive skills in the Fleshcrafter cluster was not connected to the notable passive skill. It is possible for your passive skill tree to be reset if you had this cluster allocated. Apologies. Fixed a bug where you could not open a portal in the riverbank in cruelty difficulty. Fixed a bug where some of the Zalmarith, the Colossus skills, could persist after death. Fixed a bug where opening a full screen panel while disenchanting could prevent you from performing any actions until you relogged. Fixed a bug where some fire spells such as Volatile Dead and Incinerate were not functioning correctly with Raging Spirits. Fixed a bug where buffs you expire slower from the Prolonged Assault notable passive skill and other Chronomancer Ascendancy passive skills was applying to debuffs and other effects as well as buffs. Fixed a bug where non-reviving minions were spawning a remnant from the Grim Feast buff when dying in your presence. Fixed a bug Infernalists with the Pyromantic Pact Ascendancy passive skill allocated were considered to be low Infernal Flame if they are at 50% maximum Infernal Flame or lower, instead of 35%. Fixed a bug where the world map icon for the Candlemass and Cruel was not updating correctly. Fixed a bug where you were unable to upgrade gems despite satisfying the attribute requirements by having the Adaptive Capability Gimling Legionnaire Ascendancy passive skill allocated. Holy fuck, those are long. Fixed a bug where Fiery Death support was not dealing damage correctly. Fixed Infusion support gems on Herald skills applying the gain damage as extra elemental damage to all attacks, instead of just the damage from the Herald skill. Fixed a bug where Expedition encounters could fail to generate in the Decay map. Fixed a bug where Quality of the Sacrifice skill was causing minions to revive 0 to 5% more slowly, instead of more quickly. Fixed a bug where the exit portal for the final boss of the Trial of the Sekhemas did not visually display upon killing the boss. Fixed a bug where socketed skills you didn't meet the requirements for were missing their name in the skills menu when using a controller. Fixed a bug where the Elemental Storm skill granted by the Stormweaver's Tempest Caller, Ascendancy passive skill, could sometimes place the storm underneath you. Fixed a snapshotting bug with the loads an additional bolt crossbow modifier. Fixed a bug where the Contagion skill was not spreading poison. Fixed a bug where Tempest Bell could become invisible. Fixed a bug where NPCs were missing their name labels in hideouts when using a controller. Fixed a bug where signing into a guest account on PS5 could delete your friend's list in-game. Fixed a bug where you could sometimes be unable to enter your hideout on PS5. I had that, and I'm so glad they fixed that shit. Fixed 8 instances crashes. Fixed 6 client crashes. Fixed a client crash that could occur on Xbox. Fixed 3 client crashes that occur on PS5. So, a lot of bug fixes, which is good. I've ran into several bugs throughout my time. They buffed Bone Shatter, so good for me. Alright, I know they probably ruined a lot of builds, and that's part of this early access experience, but I hope you guys are having fun, and stay safe, my friends.